My name is Troy Jenkins. I'm the Director of Enrollment Management here at ACHS, and I'm joined by our program dean, Dr. Janet Ludwig, who will be bringing most of the information today that you came here for. We'll try to tag team together to give you a full picture of the Integrative Health and Doctorate of Science programs here at ACHS, and a little bit what you can do with that. The goal that we have for these webinars is to try to bring in questions that we get from our students and even our prospective students that they have the most on their mind. And a lot of the questions we get are around professional pathways, or another way to say that would be, what can I do with it? What can I do with my degree? What kind of jobs can I get? Which career path or entrepreneurial paths might be ahead of me if I choose to specialize in integrative health, or pursue to the top level of Doctorate of Science in integrative health. So Dr. Ludwig is the expert on that. So she's going to walk us through a couple of different things today. Before we get started, just to let you know, as you see now, you can be chatting in the chat with us. We want you to keep doing that because we'll keep an eye on that throughout just to see if any questions pop up. Just try to make sure that your chat is set to everyone instead of host and panelists, just so everyone has the benefit of seeing your question, and we can have that available for everyone. The reason why the line is muted is because we're recording this so that we can have it up on our YouTube channel later on. So that keeps the sound quality the best we can get it. A note about the YouTube channel, we'll have a link to that later on in the presentation. But if you're interested, it's ACHS TV. If you search for that in YouTube, you should find our channel. There are a wealth of information out there, different webinars that we've done, course highlights, sample recipes, things of that nature, just from over the years, just a lot of great information I'm sure you would find interesting. So when we get done today, check that out and just see if there's anything else that catches your interest. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. So let's start off with just a little bit of background about who ACHS is and what's important to us. So not a lot of people know that ACHS has been around for 45 years. Started back in the late 70s by our founding president, Doreen Peterson. And ACHS has been distance education since before online education was a thing. So even back in the days when assignments were mailed back and forth and graded by hand on paper through correspondence. So we've always had a lot of value placed on allowing people from all over the globe to access this type of information and benefit from it so that they can take it out into their community and make an impact. So as we've evolved, though, it's also been important for us to focus on accreditation so that the information you gather as a student here and the degree that you receive has the impact you want it to have. And that the information you're receiving is what you need to be successful. So we've been accredited by the Distance Education Accrediting Commission, or the DEAC, since 2003, and that is something we're very proud of. We recently just completed our renewal with them for 5 years, which is the highest level renewal they can give. So we're very proud about that, and just continuing to be leaders in distance education for holistic health and wellness. Another thing that's very important to us is our status as a certified B Corporation. Not everybody knows what that means, but organizations from across the spectrum can apply to be a B Corp. There are rules and different reviews that you have to pass through to be considered a certified B Corp. But what it essentially means is that we place a higher value on people and the planet in front of profits. So we have to do a lot of cataloging of the efforts that we do from a volunteer basis and what our company is all about. to receive that certification. And we've had that certification as a B Corp since 2016. So not only do we want to help educate the students that we have here, but we also want to keep an eye on the planet and how we impact everything around us. So we, from the beginning, our courses have evolved. So we now offer everything from certificates and diplomas all the way up through our Doctorate of Science that we're going to be discussing today, master's degrees, which we'll also be discussing today, and a number of other non-degree programs such as our micro-credentials and continuing ed credits that can help out, ongoing. So we are trying to make sure that we've covered all the bases to allow people to get this education. And a little bit about our mission and vision, something we want to make sure is clear with everyone. We start all of our meetings reviewing our mission and vision here at the school. But our mission is to lead the advancement of evidence-based integrative health and wellness education through experiential online learning and sustainable practices. So being very clear that we want to lead the way in this particular area through online learning and still find ways to make that experiential and connect with our students on that way. The word that jumps out here for today's webinar to me is advancement. So thinking about how we've evolved and grown our program sets over the years to include master's degrees and now a doctorate program, that shows that we're always thinking about how we help people get to the top level of education in their field. And that links to our vision in that we want to have a world where integrative health and wellness education is accessible to global communities, not just here in the States, promoting sustainable and healthy futures for all. So that's what it's all about. So we just like to start off by letting you know kind of how we approach our work and how everything gets decided around our students and our programs. And again, if you have questions along the way, please feel free to put them in the chat. And if you could set your chat to everyone instead of host and panelists, that'll make sure everybody can see it. Okay, so a little bit about what we'll cover today, and then I'll turn it over to our expert who's going to walk us through. But we're going to be focusing today on our integrative health programs. And what is that? So that word comes up a lot these days, and it's becoming more and more of a focus out there in the world for folks looking for supplementary or complementary opinions on their health and different ways to approach that. Is becoming more accessible by the day. So we want to look at what does that actually mean? What is integrative health? What are the master's and doctoral programs that we offer here at ACHS? Is you have a spectrum of how you can be involved with integrative health. Some examples of our students and graduates and what they've done with their capstone and dissertation projects and how they've taken that out into the world. And some from another school that Janet came to us from, Hawthorne University. So they've come through and become a part of our family as well. And then really what we're all about is how do we then turn that information into a career? So the professional pathways that might be available to students graduating from these programs. And then I'll jump back on at the end and give you a little bit more information about the requirements for admission, what you would need to have to be considered for these programs, and what's that process like, just so you have a full picture. But anywhere along the way, please feel free to put a question in there. I will do my best to answer them, but if I can't, I might ask Dr. Ludwig to jump in and help out. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over.
Thank you, Troy. You did a wonderful job, and it's so great to follow you because you've given the history of the school and how it is moved from the complementary alternative medicine into the integrative health, which is becoming so important these days. And it's the whole picture of the whole person. That's where we're at. So next slide, let me talk to you about what integrative health is. As Troy mentioned, this word is being used all over the media. And this school incorporates this just to the ultimate. Doreen Peterson, through the last 40 years as a founder, has had a holistic approach to health. I've come from a more traditional environment of PhD, research, grants, all of that to establish where science can help with disease. And putting those two together is all what we are working for, is integrative health. It's basically the mind, body, and the spirit. And as shown in this image here, conventional medicine, which is where my background is, complementary and alternative medicine, which is where the school is, has come from, but it's now merging in across the borders of all these. And of course, self-care, taking care of yourself. This is where the integrative healthcare professional that our programs are developing are right here. We are incorporating the modern science with the holistic health modalities. These integrative health practitioners, they will be a bridge between the conventional medicine and the holistic health that encompasses, as we've talked about, the whole person. It provides practical, individualized wellness support strategies for optimal health and whole body health, which is where we're at, not only for preventive, but for the actual process of reducing risk of disease and then improving and educating relative to disease. Next slide, please. And where is all of this integrative health professional coming from? You can see from this graph here, this is in the United States, and complementary and alternative medicine has been used for many years. It's just now being recognized that in 2022, the US amount of money spent on traditional alternative medicines, whether it be aromatherapy, whether it be mind healing, all of these different modalities, $22 billion. It's projected that this will increase over the next to 2030, 24%. So you're in the right place because this is where our healthcare program is going to, and it's becoming recognized. So this is at the United States level. Next slide basically shows the global market. Here, as we talked about, $22 billion in the United States. Globally in 2021, it was $100 billion across the world. The United States is coming up with that and meeting the needs. Again, this projection of the global complementary and alternative medicine is projected in 2027 to be $315 billion. So this is a perfect time to be able to learn about these modalities, which is now being integrated into the healthcare modalities. Next slide, please. And all of this came about such that we developed these programs. As we already know, the consumer uses integrative health. It's been reported that 40% of Americans engage in the use of complementary and alternative treatments. That does not include even spiritualism, which brings us up to about 60%. Indeed, it's becoming covered more readily by medical insurance policies. And corporations, they have to have their employees working at top level. They're embracing the employee wellness programs, which will be a potential avenue for you to come into because they need to have healthy employees producing their products and development. Of course, the pandemic, it's been a catalyst for healthcare providers to incorporate alternative forms for preventative measures. So all of this has come together, and ACHS has embraced this and put all of this together in a science-based program to establish education for you. Next slide, please. At this point in time, I'm going to go about and discuss our specific master's and doctoral programs and what they encompass. I believe some of the students are already here and they already know about this, such as indicated in this slide. What are they like? You are learning about health, disease, lifestyle, and environment, and it is science-based, anatomy, physiology, and counseling. In other words, conveying this information to your clients, as shown in this slide. The healthcare provider here is talking to a person. So you'll also get the counseling skills, psychology, along with your complementary and alternative medicine. And the beauty of this school is that you have practical labs. You will actually be provided with materials to actually produce essential oils, herbal preparations, nutrition preparations, growing sprouts, and of course, consulting and wellness coaching sessions, learning how to convey this information and doing it in a empathetic methodology that is you're a partner with your client. And of course, our educators that are here, they all have degrees or licenses and certifications in their fields of expertise. I myself have a Doctor of Philosophy, of which many of our students do. We have naturopathic doctors. We have masters and doctorates of science, as well as of chiropractic medicine. So you will see and be advised and coached along the way by top field individuals of their specific area. Next slide, please. And why did we do this? These programs were to develop, as I showed in that first slide, with the melding of the conventional medicine, complementary and alternative medicine, and then self-care. You will be a specialist such that you can navigate for your clients the current healthcare system. And boy, the current healthcare system, it's evolved into a complex ecosystem of specialists, medical imaging, pharmaceuticals, and procedures. You're going to learn all about this and being able to not only navigate what your client will need, you'll be networked with other specialists who can advise on what the next step is. And we are equating this with a concierge healthcare provider, a person who will be able to work with the primary care physician who's advising and then maybe developing a nutrition and healthcare protocol for this client and advising relative to yoga and stress relief modalities. So this is where we are focusing on you as a graduate of the programs. Next slide, please. These are our specific master degree programs. We have 3 of them. All 3 of these master programs require that you complete 36 credits. You do have a capstone project, which is the culmination of your education, but we approach that it will be the cornerstone of your project. Maybe you'll develop a protocol based upon recognizing a gap in the literature. Autistic children, what about their needs for nutrition and the need for stress relief and exercise? Possibly you might focus on that area and how it's implemented, how it might be implemented into schools. This, of course, is a fully online program, but you have the advantages of having practical lab kits being sent to you. So you're actually going to be doing hands-on work with this. You can do this part-time or full-time. And it can, if you do it full-time, you can finish this in 60 weeks, a very short program. And let me go over a little bit of what the 3 types are. The first one is health and wellness. It will work on encompassing achieving wellness and developing wellness programs in a non-clinical setting through education and, of course, coaching. Next, this program is Integrative Health, in which you will have an integrative approach to health and wellness. It blends with the conventional medicine practices as well as complementary and alternative. It is emphasizing the interconnection between the mind, body, and spirit. Both of these, as well as this one, you can also include some aromatherapy and herbal studies, in these two. The holistic nutrition program is more focused on nutrition, health, and the overall well-being. It requires a scope of looking at not only the physical, mental, and emotional, but also the environmental factors. How many of us are breathing things that are detrimental to health? And as Troy had mentioned, this school focuses on sustainability, and you will learn a great deal about the environmental factors and how they influence health. And you'll, of course, develop the protocols and methodology to work with clients, to work with those individuals that need to change behavior and doing it in a sustainable way. Next slide, please. This is the culmination of education, Doctor of Science in Integrative Health. It is equivalent to a PhD. It is not an MD such that you could treat, cure, or diagnose, but it is the highest level at this in this field, such that you can go in and educate at a school, teach, advise, work in clinics, working with clients and patients that need to improve health. It's a 60 credit program. You will have 44 core credits. And then, of course, you have 16 elective credits that can be in either nutrition, aromatherapy, or in herbal medicine. So you can have a blending of all of that. The dissertation, I'm so proud of that. And I've worked with so many students that have done wonderful work with their dissertation. Again, this is the culmination of your education, but it should be the cornerstone of your career. And we hope to develop that along the way. And I'll go over what type of dissertations are available. The program is fully online. Of course, you get practical kits to work the individual hands-on material. You can do it part-time and full-time. Of course, it can be done in 3 years. And indeed, this is designed for those master's students that have completed their program, as well as other healthcare and wellness professionals that have come in, whether they are masters in psychology, other fields. All of these people are basically interested in changing the food and the health policies with a drive to lead the advancement in integrative health. And we guide the graduates to develop these skills to educate others, apply their knowledge in not only individual, but also clinical settings, and contribute to community and global health initiatives. So important to educate food industries that have changed how we eat. And we have to, because food has to be shipped to 8 billion people in the world, it has to be stripped. And so we have to educate how those essential nutrients are put back in. All of that is so important. Next slide, please. At both the master's and the doctoral level, what are you going to learn? Of course, you are going to learn research methodology. At the doctoral level, you will actually obtain your NIH certification in protecting human research projects, because your dissertation and along the way in some of your coursework, you will be interacting with clients, and we need to make sure that you know the guidelines as far as the National Institutes of Health are concerned for protecting privacy, ethnicity, and no bias. You'll also learn about effective communication, and teamwork and collaboration. Our cohort of students for the first year of the doctoral program, they have meshed and they talk to each other, they share information. Some of them have come in with backgrounds in sustainable farming. They have already become supporters of each other that you'll depend upon and rely upon as you graduate, and use them as your network for success for your clients. Of course, professionalism through science conferences, presentations, and collaboration, so important. And I'll get into the organizations that we are aligned with. I am a special advisor to the National Association of Nutrition Professionals, and we just recently had the conference at HealCon in San Diego, where 8 of our graduates and students presented posters, actually of their Capstone project or another project that they've developed through that. And they presented it to the entire conference. People came by, asked them questions, and it was a wonderful experience to have the students, graduates, and our president was also there at the meeting too. So it was great, and many of our instructors. So you'll be a part of all that too. Next slide, please. Here is where we are aligned. All of our programs are aligned with the professional organizations. And here is the logo for the National Association of Nutrition Professionals. This one is for American Nutrition Association, which you can get certified with, as well as the CCN organization, which you can become certified with. As a first-year member, student at ACHS, you are given the first-year student membership. Subsequently, we have a discount code for you to continue being part of the National Association of Holistic Nutrition, which will give you, again, networking with other people, discussion boards, even job opportunities, and alignment with what you can do with your education. Also, the graduates may sit for these board certifications. This one, BCHN, that is the one that is aligned with the National Association of Nutrition Professionals, such that you will become certified as a holistic nutritionist. You can also become certified as a certified clinical nutritionist, another board exam to take, which will allow you to practice nutrition in many states. The other one that we've recently been aligned with is the Certified Nutrition Specialist, which is a CNS. And again, that's board certification after taking an exam and then doing clinical hours. You'll become certified such that it is more credentials for you as you go through. And even without these certifications, in many states, being a graduate of a master's or a doctorate programs will, in some cases, qualify you to be licensed to practice within those states. Next slide, please. Let's talk about, this is what I like to talk about, the successes and your cornerstone of your successful career. In your master's degree program, you are doing a capstone project. You are doing basically a literature review, a systematic review of the literature, recognizing that there's a gap in the literature. You're going to write about that and indicate ways to fill that gap. We've had some wonderful projects shown for that, which I'll go through. And of course, for the Doctor of Integrative Health, you are required to do a dissertation. And that can be a systematic review, such as literature review, as long as you develop a protocol too, a health protocol for the problem that you've recognized in the gap. Or what I urge you to do, I'm an experimentalist. I'd want you to do an experiment. You'll be aligned with professors, with other people, organizations that can assist you with potentially running and doing experiments. That's why you had to get your NIH certification through the National Institutes of Health, because we hope you'll be working with individuals. Next slide, please.
Janet, before we move to the next slide, there was a good question about if there is a specific site where someone can go to check to see the individual state requirements to practice as a doctor of integrative health.
That's a tough one because of the fact that laws are changing. But yes, of the 3 organizations, we do have information, and I can deliver that to the individual. We have information of NANP, that's on the NANP website that you can go to. As far as the Doctor of Science is concerned, I think there are 4, 5, 6 states. And I can give you that list of being able to practice nutrition based upon having a doctor or even a master's in integrative health. So I don't have a website for that, but I do have that information. I can provide that to the individual. So contact me, and contact me anytime for questions relative to this. Okay?
Great, thank you.
Thank you. All right, next slide, please. These, I love to talk about. These were actually presented at the most recent NANP conference, and actually the year before. These were actually their capstone projects. An individual who actually did a lot of work in Haiti. She talked about Haitian tradition of herbal medicine. This individual talked about the therapeutic efficacy of curcumin across the varied inflammatory pathologies. Gluten, the gut and mental health disorders was discussed, as well as the effect of the Mediterranean diet on women's fertility. Now, these were capstone projects that were presented. Dissertation projects were also presented, but these were all literature reviews, basically large systemic reviews, recognizing a gap that needed to be explored, and they came up with how a solution could be done with this. Next slide, please. And getting to the dissertation types, as I've already talked about, you can do an experimental project, which is what I'd like you to do. You can do a systematic review, which was similar to the Capstone project, but it's much larger. And of course, a healthcare protocol, developing, maybe going into a corporation and developing a wellness program that the employees can participate in, a 6-week program. This is being actually developed by one of our dissertation students now in the country of Trinidad, where she's dealing with a clinical organization that wants to improve healthcare employee production efficiency. Next slide. And this is what I'm so proud of. These were experimental projects that were done. This was actually, this individual was a registered dietitian when she came into the program. She was linked with this Overlook Medical Center, and they did get a grant supported through this organization. She was linked with a neurologist, and they developed a multimodal dietary treatment, stress relief, and exercise for Tourette syndrome children. And it did show that upon the implementation of this program, less tics were seen in these patients that were part of the medical center. Another one, a person that was a marathon runner and has a group. She did a nutritional education program for long distance running, such that they would be more efficient, they would improve their health and lower their body weight. Again, this was implemented into a group, and they did show improved performance in their marathon that they had ran. Now, this one is now going on, and this is linked with the Utah State. This individual is linked with an organization that is analyzing beef that is produced from cattle that are raised in a confined traditional methods, as compared to grass-fed. And she's showing already some improved results relative to the fatty acid profile, being more advantageous for health, being more unsaturated. So all of these, I'm so proud of these experimental projects that come through. But we still have wonderful projects. Next slide, please. Literature review. This person, it was so amazing. Just through the literature, she recognized that the municipal water and the magnesium concentration in certain cities was low. She actually laid it up with the level of the United States map of cardiovascular risk. And believe it or not, she showed that those municipal water levels that were low in magnesium, there was a higher level of cardiovascular disease. This was a systematic review that had developed this. So this was an exciting finding. She actually linked with organizations that are changing municipal water, and she presented that information to them to potentially change the community levels of magnesium in some of these cities. Another person developed a healthcare protocol, which was the basis of her business that she opened. It was a nutrition intervention using a 21-day purification program. This was grounded in the trans-theoretical model, which you will learn all of the health belief models and change of behavior across this curriculum. Next slide, please. Now, what are you going to do with this? All right, this is where we get to have some fun, look in the crystal ball, see what your desires are, and where you can potentially take this education. Next slide, please. This is all of us at the celebration. It was 2 years ago. We anticipate, and we have successful people in the master's and the doctoral degree program that I'll talk to you about, that Troy referred to, because I came from another school where this doctoral program was implemented. We have successful integrative healthcare, health and nutrition professionals. We have quite a few people in the dietary supplement manufacturers, big business, trying to identify and localize what ingredients can be put into dietary supplements and minimize fillers, those type of things, and doing reviews of what is important. Of course, educators all across the board, research in academia and the corporate sector, and of course, health and wellness professionals, such as those that are in the health clinics, gyms, athletic teams. We have one person that's associated with professional athletic teams, and she's in the doctoral program, and she advises relative to getting top performance out of the professionals. And of course, supplement and food stores. Quite a few of our food stores look for our graduates such that they can come into the store and be advisors for their clients. So all of these, we've already had success with this. Next slide, please. What do graduates call themselves? And this was relative to one of the questions that was already posed. What do you call yourself within a state? Depends upon what state you are in. Some people are called health and wellness consultants. Some people can use the word nutritionist, but in other states that is restricted because of the registered dietitians. Other people have used the titles of holistic healthcare providers, consultants, or educators. We have writers and speakers. A few of our graduates have written books, allied healthcare professionals. And I love the idea that going into government, community-based integrative healthcare advisors. Our politicians need to know the science, need to know what's in our food, and hopefully advise relative to that. Thinking about our school lunch programs for our children. All of this, they can go in and deal with this with the higher education, master's or doctorate. And of course, health consultant for community health organizers. Similarly, at the local level, the community level, state level, national level, and I, of course, want global level, World Health Organization too. Next slide, please. These are a few of our successful graduates. This is a Master of Holistic Nutrition. She, Dr. Cindy Ross, online nutrition and wellness business. She's board certified at the National Organization of Nutrition Professionals. And this is her actual website that she does advising relative to online programs. Next slide, please. Another Master of Science in Health and Wellness is Ferranti Agar. She recognized that in her community, where she lives, organic and fresh food options were very limited, and she wanted to learn about this. She also received graduate certificates in addition to the complementary alternative medicine, wellness consulting, and holistic nutrition. So along the way, you can not only get your master's degree or doctorate, but you can also get graduate certificates. And this is her website. She also was a doula, and she advises relative to all of these with her degree. Next slide, please. These are successful candidates from the Hawthorne University, where I came from and where this program has been successful for 15, I believe it was 20 years. This graduate has since become the co-founder for Integrative and Functional Nutrition Academy. It's a holistic, evidence-based approach to nutrition therapy. She is linked with other professionals to give and address and restore health by dealing with holistic health. She has also written books and has been a technical writer. She's a contributing author for the textbook Integrative Gastroenterology that is used at medical schools and other institutions. And she has numerous publications. Next slide, please. Another successful graduate from Hawthorne University is Nishanga Bliss. She is an assistant professor of acupuncture and integrative medicine at the Medicine College at Berkeley, and she teaches at the acupuncture school there. She's also written a book, Real Food All Year, Eating Seasonal Food for Optimal Health and All-Day Energy. So you can do lots of things. Next slide, please. At this point in time, I will turn it over to Troy. I hope we'll have a time for question and answer, but he'll walk you through the admissions, and I'll be here to answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Janet. And yes, definitely have time for questions if you want to put them into the chat. I'm just going to go through some the high level admissions requirements just so you have, if you haven't already applied, I know we have some folks on today that are already students of ours and looking forward to their next program with us. So you might be somewhat familiar, but just to give you an overview, if you're looking at any of our master's programs, not just the ones discussed today, but any of them, the requirements there are going to be first and foremost to complete an application. And one thing I like to say about the application, and that's not just a way to tell us you want to go to school here. Some people think when you want to go to college somewhere, you have to fill out the application. It brings in information, sure, but what we're really looking for in the admissions department from those applications is your trajectory. Where are you now? Like how are you involved with integrative health or holistic health in some way, or are you not at all? Either way is fine. How do you see yourself going? Where do you see yourself in the future? What do you want to do with this? And how do you feel like the education is going to help you get there? Some people come in and put a lot of information in that application about what they'd like to do, and that gives us a really clear way to say, you know, based on what you're telling us you want to do, these are the programs that are going to be best fit for you, and some things that you might want to consider. We have plenty of students that say, I don't really know where I want to take this. All I know is I'm passionate about it and I have a strong interest. So talking through in the beginning, how that can be, do you want to grow a following on social media and, be a health coach in that way? Do you want to create a client list of your own patient, not patients, but people that you counsel through health questions, and have like a repetitive business set? What are your ideas that you want to do, and we can help you um, get to the right place. Very important. Um, from there, we would just need to get official transcripts. So they do need to be official, meaning that they come straight from the school to our school. They don't stop along the way. They're in a sealed envelope straight to our registrar, or if they come digitally, they're coming through a third-party service like Parchment, um, and so that they remain official once they get here. For a master's program, that would need to show conferral of a bachelor's degree or higher to be eligible for a master's program. We do get an upload of your ID, whether that be your driver's license or a state ID of some sort. The reason for that is for proctored exams, so that we have a way to know that the person taking the exam is who the student is, so for security and accuracy. Um, and then from there, once we have all your documents, the admissions team will initiate the admissions committee review. We'll look at all of that stuff holistically. So what were your responses in your application? Do we feel like this is a good program for you? Do we feel like each student has an ability to benefit from going to school here? And if so, then we can move forward with registering for classes. From that point, once you're admitted, we'll help put together an academic plan, which would be either the first through for doctorate programs, it would be your first semester. And then for master's programs, it'd be your first 3 semesters that we help sort of plan out. Those can change a little bit over time, but we'd like to have at least a picture up front of what your first few terms are going to look like. If you are making some sort of payment, you either would need to make your first payment or secure funding through the financial aid department to have a method of payment on record. And then we would provide you with an enrollment agreement that has all of the rights and responsibilities and all of the stuff that you need to know about being a student. And then we have orientation. So orientation, if you're a new student, or if you haven't taken orientation in at least a year, we like you to go through that just to get familiarized with the Canvas environment, where our classes are taught, and then all of the resources that come with being a student here. So great program there to go through. The requirements for the doctoral program essentially are very similar to what I just stated for master's. The only difference would be, there's a typo on here that I'll need to fix, but it's right here. So you would need to submit official transcripts that show conferral of a master's degree or higher. So I'll fix that before we send this out. But we do not have a bachelor's to doctorate track. So there does need to be a master's program completed to be considered for the doctorate. That doesn't have to be a science master's. If your master's is in literature, you can still apply. We just may have some foundational courses for you to take first, just to make sure you're successful in those doctorate programs. The only other difference between the doctoral requirements and the master's would be a meeting with Dr. Ludwig. So once we've confirmed everything up front with the admissions team, then we'll help set that up.
Can I interject at this point in
Sure.
time?
Absolutely.
Because meeting with me, it's not a test. I need to make sure that we are meeting your needs. This program is 60 credits. It's a lot of effort on your part, a lot of money. It's a lot of effort on our instructor's part. We want you to be successful. I don't want people in there that don't understand the amount of work, the 60 credits, and what they're going to end up with. So it's not a test. It's just trying to figure out what you want and to make sure this program fits your needs. We have to meet your needs and make it work for you. So I love to meet with all of you people, and we just need to make sure this works for you. So thank you.
Sure. And thank you for mentioning that, because I do feel like that's fabulous resource that we have. You just access to you and the ability to, upfront ask questions, answer questions, and just kind of collaborate together before, any decisions are solidified that this is the right fit. Not all schools provide that level of access to the
Yeah.
academic staff, and I think it's very valuable thing that we do as a part of the admissions process.
Yep.
So if you haven't applied yet and you don't know how to do that, you would want to go on our website. There's plenty of buttons on there that say apply now. They'll all take you to the right place. And that's where you'll fill it right out on the website there. No application fee required, no obligation at that point. Again, it's just to kind of tell us your story. Um, for example, we had a student just a couple of days ago that submitted an application and mentioned that she already has somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 followers on TikTok, where she just puts up um, different recipes, different like herbal tea recipes, salves that she's made from herbs and plants in her garden. And people follow her and just see, what she's doing. But she really feels like having the credibility of the degree along with her content will help her get to that next level. So that was just such an interesting story to hear about in the admissions process. Um, so once you've done your application, the transcripts can be sent to our registrar, and the address is right here. If they do come electronically, they can come to our registrar box. But again, you'd need to confirm that they're using a service like National Clearinghouse or Parchment or some sort of secure credential service to send that over. Part of if you've applied, you've a lot of times met with admissions advisor already, but sometimes we have people that apply first thing and then we meet with them afterward. But that meeting with an admissions advisor is a required part of the admissions process. So similar to what Janet's talking about, we want to be that first level of, does this make sense? If you're telling us you eventually want to be a neurosurgeon, so you're starting here, you very well may be able to be a neurosurgeon, but is this the right first step to take? And we want to be transparent with you if that's where your ultimate goal is going to be. So, and then once we have all of your documents and the committee has given us a decision, we will provide you with that acceptance and also provide with a recommendation for a program. So there is a program that you apply to, but then there's a program that's recommended. Sometimes those are the same thing. So if you apply for a program and you're a good fit for that, then likely that will be your recommended program. But sometimes if it's not a great fit, but maybe a grad certificate, which I know we didn't cover today, but that's a whole other conversation. Maybe a grad certificate is a better place to start than a master's degree. We might make that recommendation. Um, and then from there, once everybody is good with the plan and what we're going to be going forward with, we'll build out that academic plan for your first few semesters and what courses that you'll take. We'll also help you navigate all of the different funding options, of which there are many, so that everybody has the ability to combine different payment methods to keep their loan debt low if they choose to do that, or eliminate it altogether. And then once we have all that together, we will submit your file to the registrar for finalization, and they will put you into your classes and you'll be ready to go, ready for orientation. So, but the main thing I want everybody to hear, if you haven't started this process yet with us, is somebody is going to be with you all the way. You're not going to have to try to figure out how things work or be on the phone with the administrative office trying to figure out where things are. We will make sure that you know what we need and what's next, what's your next step to accomplish, so that everything stays on track. So we've got our summer 2 semester about to start next week. That might be a little bit fast for some, but it's not impossible. If you're looking to go ahead and get started, we can still help you with that. Fall semester will be the next major semester after summer 2. That'll start in September. If you are looking at fall, I would recommend go ahead and get your application in now. The deadline for application is July 26th, so about a month away. We can take applications after that date, but the folks that get in before that date gives us a very clear picture of the types of programs or courses that we need to schedule, the materials that we're going to need to pull together for your practical lab kits. So if you are thinking about fall, I would recommend apply now before the rush, because that is the busiest time of year. And then lastly, like I said, you'll have an advisor to work with you along the way. This is the team. You'll be automatically paired with one of these advisors, but you can always just reach out and schedule time with any of them if you so choose. Could they all back each other up? They'll all be able to answer your questions regardless of who you're assigned to work with. So I do want to we do have, let's see, a few minutes left. I know there have been a few questions. What specializations are available in the DSC?
I'll go ahead and answer that. Basically, you have 16 credits that are electives, and you can take them all in aromatherapy. You can take them all in herbal medicine, such that you become a specialist in that, or you can take them all in nutrition, functional nutrition. So basically, you can be a specialist in either aromatherapy, herbal medicine, or functional nutrition. The other choice is you can take a little bit of each, and that's going to give you a doctorate in integrative science without any specialty. So it's kind of up to you, and we can advise you along the way. And you won't know that until you've taken 24 credits prior to that, your elective courses. So you'll have a pretty good idea by the time you get to that. Good question.
Yeah, so that guidance continues on.
Right.
So you'll
Right.
always have that access. I can take the next question. Can I start this process before finishing my graduate degree? I have one semester left, and I would love to roll right into the doctoral program if possible. Absolutely. And yes, I would actually recommend that. Obviously, it would be contingent on successful completion of your graduate degree, but we can go ahead and have everything ready and be taking those steps beforehand, so that when you finish up your graduate degree, everything's ready to go. So absolutely. The best way to do that, if you're already a student of ours, is just go ahead and put in another application. Each application is submitted separately. So even if you've done one before, we would need another one. And that is the sort of indicator to our team that we need to reach out and start working with you on that. So absolutely. Any other questions we have before we reach time?
It's great having you all here.
I know.
Yeah, they've been good questions and a lot of information. And that's what we want in this program, is the integration of all of your interest in it. So reach out to me. We are all here to answer your questions. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining. If you do have questions after we wrap today, like you said, like Janet said, you can reach out to her, but you can also just schedule time with the admissions advisors. And if they can't answer your question, they will be a conduit to find it from someone in our organization and bring it back to you. So we wish you all the best. Be thinking about where you want to be and how the credential is going to help you get there and add that credibility to your professional life. So we look forward to working with you all.
Great. It's been great. Great being
Thanks,
here.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.